Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 6th day of June, 2025. Friday of the 7th and final week of the Easter season. It is the 48th day of the Easter season, drawing to a close this weekend with the celebration of Pentecost. But again, not drawing to a close with the impact and the effect and the permanence of what Easter is. So again, to remind us and to remember always, again, that we are an Easter people. We are not a people of condemnation. We are not a people who are lost and abandoned. We are not a people who are still always struggling to be able to make God love us, because what Easter should have shown us and proven again and again is indeed how much we are loved by God and how much, again, Christ has changed the course of human history. If we continue to live in our brokenness and our pain, we will never recognize the fact that Christ's resurrection has changed the course of human history. And that is what matters. That is what matters. And so coming to you from the shrine to St. Ignatius of Loyola, which calls us back to our own roots, to remember again where we at St. Francis began, and how we have grown to become the great place of faith, the great faith community that we are today. Again, our scouts, again, helping to create this place to be a place again of meditation and contemplation, a place of beauty and not overgrowth, wonder, whatever it is. Again, this place that was again a nice place to come to when Leesville Road, the main road that runs past us over here, was a nice country road. Now it's a 4-lane highway, and so things change all the time. So even with the noise of rushing by cars, we still are a little ways away enough from the road to be able to enjoy this spot that our Boy Scouts have helped us to recreate and make into something beautiful once again. With that in mind, again, the Acts of the Apostles. Again, we move to a close, with the story. Actually, we'll close it tomorrow with Saturday of the 7th week of Easter, but we don't have Mass, so there's no reflection, usually on Saturday. So, but here, Paul has been taken from Jerusalem, where, remember yesterday, there was a whole bunch of disorder and unrest because of his presence and what the scribes and the Pharisees, again, were feeling towards him. So he's in Caesarea, which is towards the coast of the Mediterranean, and he is in the care of a guy named Festus, who is one of the Roman officials, because he is looking for judgment, not by the scribes and Pharisees, but he's looking for a judgment on his case by the emperor. And so this is why he's getting ready to go to Rome. Well, and Agrippa and Bernice, have come to visit Festus in Caesarea. And who are they? Well, Agrippa is the king of Agrippa I, who was technically the overlord of Jerusalem, the overlord of Galilee, but not a person, again, who wielded much power, except to kind of keep things in check and intact up there. So Agrippa II is who's visiting Festus with his sister Bernice, and Agrippa II will have no great influence over Palestinian Jews, even when he becomes the king of Galilee. So it's kind of a sad story all around with that. But Festus, because Agrippa is a king, says, as a king, what would you say about this matter? Because there isn't anything that is problematic. It's a religious squabble, and it should be able to be solved amongst all of these religious people. But again, Paul wants the Roman decision. Paul wants the emperor's decision, and Agrippa believes, well, if he's a Roman citizen, and he should get Roman justice, in that way, because he has had no ability to defend himself against his accusers, because they won't let him, because the scribes and the Pharisees are so angry at his preaching and at his prophecy and whatever it is. So it's basically just kind of a laying out. Again, Paul will make it to Rome. We never ever hear of the trial. We never ever hear of the decision that is levied against him. Again, tradition holds that he is martyred outside the city walls, which is why the Church of St. Paul outside the walls exists today. But we have no record of that in Acts, and we have very little mention of it in any of the other passages within the New Testament. So it remains, to be seen whatever happens to Paul. But again, it moves off into a cloud, again, allowing us to kind of wonder, again, what happens truly to Paul. Again, tradition will always hold one thing, but within tradition, is also more for us to wonder about and to reflect upon, about the work of this man who never ceased, again, to tell people that Christ is indeed raised and life is changed forever, and to wake up and to become a part of it. In John's Gospel, again, we have departed from the Last Supper speeches yesterday, and now we come back to the Gospel that was the third Sunday of Easter's Gospel. Peter being asked by Jesus, "Do you love me 3 times?" Again, which eliminates and wipes away the threefold denial. No great penance, no great act of contrition, no weeping, no mourning, no nothing like that sometimes we throw into the sacrament of penance all the time. Just a reaffirmation again of love, of love, of love. Even Peter gets tired of having to say how much he loves Jesus, but Jesus is like, I want you to do this. I want you to remember again that this is what wipes away the pain and the hurt. This is what wipes away the mistakes. This is what wipes away the sorrow. Not punishments, not grand contritions, not having to find some retributions or anything else like that. It is only love. It is only love. And we need to remember that. Again, on this Friday, the 7th week of Easter, it comes back to love, as it has throughout this entire Easter season. Do not doubt love. Do not doubt love. Do not doubt love. Remember love. Remember love. Remember love. All we are asked to do, all we are asked to be, especially as a church filled with its own leadership, to remember love first and foremost, and then from there to work at building the kingdom. A continued blessed Easter season, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.